What is up, YouTube? Um, I like give y'all some information about myself and possibly get some information from y'all as well. I've been hearing a lot about white privilege. And I just don't know what that is. Because in my mind, white is a color. Um, and I'm assuming in white privilege, they're talking about the color of someone's skin. And privileged is that's not even the definition of privilege. A privilege is something you earn. A gift is something you're given. Um, so, but in this case, white privilege is um, being privileged, having more than others, and that's got me a bit confused. Cause the only things I own are the clothes on my back, the clothes in my closet, a TV that I picked up off the side of the road and just happened to work. Um, all my tools are tools from a job site I did. I didn't pay for a single one of them. I did a job for somebody. They wanted some stuff hauled off, and they were wanting to throw away these perfectly good tools. I took them home, put some gasoline in them, and cranked them up first go. They worked, so I used them. And I used those tools for other types of jobs. I do hauling jobs. I do lawn work. I do yard cleaning. I fallen trees. I cut those up. I do those type of jobs on the side to make a little bit of cash to help out. And I do that because I have to. Because if I don't do that, I don't make any money. If I don't make any money, I don't live. That's just a side job. Um, my Ford, 1995 Ford F-150, I spent a year saving up for that. And the reason why it took me a year is because I was constantly getting behind. I had stuff I had to take care of, and my money went towards that, and my money was gone, so I have to resave it, just to lose it, just save it. And I finally got a good job to where, hey, a few paychecks, I got good taxes in. I was lucky to be able to afford it. Lucky. I couldn't afford it without my taxes that year. I was working a great job where my taxes just happened to come out good. The previous paycheck, I done paid all my bills, had a few groceries in the house, so I went and bought me a truck. I bought me that truck so I can do those side jobs to make more money. Um, that truck, I was working for Domino's during this time, and I was making deliveries. I wrecked that truck. I woke up at the wheel, um, and realized that I was in some trees. I immediately started crying. I wish that I did not wake up because it took me so long. I'd put so much money and so much work into that truck that, just to keep it going, and it was gone. So I had to spend another few months. I had to quit paying my bills, quit buying groceries, cause I needed another vehicle so I can get to and from work. And I was being told that I was being evicted anyways for being behind on bills because my previous job was only paying me 200 every other week. So I had to go like, okay, what's more important, groceries or rent? Okay, I can work with them on the rent, get some groceries up, get phone bill paid, have my insurance paid because I had insurance during this time and I was paying 200 a month for insurance. Um, and So I'm like, okay, I gotta get all this paid, but I didn't have enough left over for rent. So I was like, well, maybe if I do this and this, I was trying to get caught up. So I got me another job at Domino's, and I could afford to pay them rent. I was getting caught up, but they had already told me that I had to be gone by a certain time. I'm like, crap. So I quit paying them rent because if I was going to be gone within that time, then I was going to be gone within that time. The only way I could save up money and get me another place is if I quit buying rent. I didn't eat until I had enough money saved up. I could only eat one meal every other week. And that was hard. But it's something that had to be done in order for me to get another vehicle, find another place to stay. So I finally, within like 4 to 5 months, I finally saved up enough money to get me another vehicle. So I got me a 1997 Dodge Ram 1500. I should not have rushed into buying that because a week later, the transmission went out on me. They sold me a piece of crap. They knew it was a piece of crap when they sold it to me, but they did not let me know it was a piece of crap. But because I was in a rush to have me a vehicle on the road, I didn't really check over everything like I was supposed to, so that was on me. There's nothing I can do about that now. Um, but I'm working for Domino's. They were good on me when I lost my Ford. Um, but when they let me stay there, work on the inside. But when I lost my Dodge, the transmission went out. I was going to save up some money, put a new transmission in it. Um, but they came to me one day and was like, hey, um, we just want to let you know that until you get you another vehicle on the road, we're going to take you off the schedule. I was like, so potentially you're firing me? I knew what was happening. They're like, we're not firing you, but we are firing you. Uh, we're taking you off schedule. We're taking you out of the system. But if you ever get you a new vehicle, I'm like, well, I'm going to take that as y'all firing me because if I ain't working here and I ain't making paychecks, then I can't get this vehicle fixed. I can't get me another vehicle. So I'm going to have to take it as is. Y'all are firing me. And I need to start looking for another job. I've been jobless since then. But the reason why I was jobless was because I could not afford something that I needed. I could not afford another vehicle. I could not afford to fix the vehicle I had. And because of that, I lost my job. Um, but yeah. Um, Obviously, I'm not privileged. I'm constantly struggling just to get by. Um, I work harder than anybody else. My job told me if I ever get me another vehicle or I get that vehicle fixed and I come back anytime, they'll take me back in a heartbeat. All I have to do is get my information back in the system. Uh, and they're doing that because I've earned that. I've earned the respect. I worked harder than anybody else the entire time I've worked there. And because of that, they know I'm a hard worker. They need more people like me. More people that are willing to bust their ass to get shit done. Because those are the type of people that make that business money. Anybody else, they come in, they just want the pay. They don't want to get any work done. They're just coming in for a paycheck, pass a little time by. They do the bare minimum. The bare minimum keeps them hired. But it's not enough. Bare minimum is what's going to lose that company's business. People start coming in, they're just like, well, okay, what's your order? Okay, I get them put that in the oven real quick and then stand on their phone when there's no customers. That's going to make people, one, stop shopping there. Two, it's going to make it where the place becomes unsanitary. You're not going around cleaning counters, sweeping, mopping floors. You're just doing what you can do. What because I was the one that actually put in the work and took crap that I did not deserve. I'm the type of person they want back. But white privilege, there's no such thing. It's starting to get dark outside now. I have to be by the window just for y'all to see my face. There's no such thing as white privilege. If it was, I wouldn't be struggling. So I don't know who came up with that, whose idea that white people had it better. In all honesty, I think black people have it better. In all honesty, and the reason why black people have it better is because there are a lot of racist people in this world. And they go like, well, okay, because you're black, I have to hire you. If I don't hire you, it's going to make me look racist, which they are. It doesn't matter how you work. I don't need to look up your work background or anything. I don't need to have an actual decent interview with you. I basically have to hire you right here and now, because if I don't, you can file discrimination. Those type of people, those are the racist people. They're giving you what you want because of your race. It it may not be, okay, we're not hiring you because you're black, but it is still discrimination. You don't look at a person's race. You look at a person's heart. You look at a person's personality. You look at a person's work ethic. Um, these are things to help you judge a successful person. Um, and because, like I said, because of these racist employers who think that they have to hire you just because you're black, black people do have it better as far as jobs go. Um, I'm not saying all employers are like that. I'm not saying all black people are like that. I'm just saying that there are a lot of racist people giving out jobs, giving out money, giving out basically saying because you're black, I'm just going to give you anything you want. So that way I don't have to deal with the law. And if you do it the right way and you actually have a decent interview, you go like, okay, this person fill out application. I'm going to call this person. I'm going to bring them in. I'm going to shake their hand, look at them in their eyes, and talk to them. Actually have a full interview. I'm going to ask them what are some things they enjoy, why they're looking for this job. I'm going to look up their background history, their employment history, their criminal records. I'm going to do the same thing that I do for everybody else. If they come out good, they're hired. If they don't come out good, I'm going to look somewhere else. That is how employment should be done. Everybody struggles. Some people work very hard until they don't have to work anymore. If people work hard enough, they're going to come to a point where they make $33 an hour at a job that when they first started out 20 years ago, they were making like $7.50 an hour. They've done worked their way up. They done got to management. They've done, and that's not all jobs. That's mainly like industrial jobs that are like that. Most jobs, they have a set limit of how much you can make. Like fast food's about $12.50 an hour. Grocery store is probably about the same. And you have to get really high up there just to get that amount. But like industrial jobs, you can easily start out $7.50 an hour and then work your way up to 33 an hour. And jobs like welding, construction, factory warehouse jobs, you can work your way up there and get decent money. You work there for about 20, 30 years. Eventually people who are hard workers and put in effort, they make it to a point where they've been struggling their whole lives, but they've been busting their ass their whole lives too. By the time they're in their 40s or 50s, they ain't going to struggle no more. Unless they're not very intelligent. But then they get to the point where they retire and they got a retirement check coming in. They got SSI coming in. They got food stamps. They can keep themselves stable, buy a little house out on the lake. They've done work their whole lives and earned that stuff. But there ain't no such thing as white privilege. There ain't no such thing as black privilege. The people who start out rich are because their great grandparents worked their ways up until they had a bunch of money saved up and passed it down and passed it down and passed it down. And it's gotten to the point where they don't need to work that much. They have everything handed to them. But somebody had to put in the work. Somebody had to put in the effort. Somebody had to struggle for years before they got to that point. But if there was white privilege, I wouldn't be struggling. Billions of other people wouldn't be struggling. There wouldn't be homeless veterans in these streets struggling to find their next meal. Because no one won't give them a job because they are overqualified.